Welcome to Edmonton, Alberta, where EA Sports presents the NHL regular season game between the Buffalo Sabres and the Edmonton Oilers.
I'm Jim Houston with Darryl Ray. I hope this is a barn burner.
It looks like it's setting up to be a dandy.
And here's how the goalies match up. Fichaud goes head-to-head against Hasek. Waite gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger. Waite won the draw. Buchberger to center. Waite gets hit. McKee breaks out. Towards the net. To Sanderson. To Waite. Edmonton should be making a line change soon. Hasek gets the puck to Holzinger. Holzinger winds up. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. That's icing against Edmonton. They drop the puck. Edmonton has a fresh line on the ice. Musil moves it ahead. To Verada. Verada out of his own zone. Zalapukin to Murray. The pass was intercepted. Heward passes it across. Zalapukin, quick shot on goal from the blue line. To the net. Pekka wins the draw cleanly. Hammerlick starts out of his own zone. Wilson moves it over to the wing. To Pekka. He scores!
Let's take a look at the replay. It begins with a pass into the offensive zone. Pekka takes the shot and turned the light on.
Baranek gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger.
Buffalo goal, his 15th of the season, scored by number 27, Mike Pekka, assisted by number 81, Miroslav Shatan, and number 4, Mike Wilson.
Odette out of his own zone. Buffalo leads by 1 goal. Edmonton should be making a line change soon. To McKee. Interception. To DeVries. To Smith. McKee passes ahead. 3:53 into the first period. Towards the net. Odette gets hit. To Smith. Edmonton leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. Holzinger over to the wing. To the net. Fichaud gets the puck to Nienema. Greer over to the wing. Sanderson into the middle. The Sabres change up their lines. Sanderson passes it across. Edmonton has a very tired line out on the ice right now. Waite won the draw. Edmonton has fresh legs on the ice. Ward steals the pass. Ward winds up. Waite passes it across. Musil gets run over by Nader. To Buchberger. 4:15 left in the period. Edmonton should be making a line change soon. Hasek then made the save. Holland goes to Primo. Primo into the middle. He's flattened by Musil.
Good, clean hit.
Miller gets hit. Buffalo is ahead by 1. The Oilers start changing on the go. Towards the net. Mironov fakes the shot. Hammerlick moves it into the middle. To Murray. To Zelapukin. At center ice to Heward. Verada starts out. To center. Moves in. Verada scores! Let's take a look at that one again.
Here he has the puck. He let a slap shot go, and it found a home in the back of the net.
Devereaux gets to the circle. He'll face off against Pekka.
Buffalo goal, scored by number 25, Vaclav Verada.
He's known for that.
McKee passes across. Pekka gets a breakaway! Fichot made the save. Pekka shoves Niederman. Ahead to Kovalenko. Belted and knocked to the ice by Zhitnik. Sabres 2. The Edmonton Oilers 0. Buffalo should be making a... Shatan scores!
There was no chance whatsoever on that one.
Waite gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger.
Buffalo goal, scored by number 81, Miroslav Shatan.
Edmonton. Barnaby scores! Let's take a look at that one again.
It starts with a pass into the offensive zone, takes the shot, and it found a home in the back of the net.
Heward gets to the circle. He'll face off against Plant.
Buffalo goal, scored by number 36, Matthew Barnaby. Assisted by number 19, Brian Holzinger. And number 80, Jeff Sanderson.
Fichot stopped it. Mironov behind the net. Chips it ahead to Heward. Barnaby squares off against Heward. Heward throws his gloves to the ice. Barnaby gets things started. He lets fly with a haymaker.
Oh, that was ugly.
Buffalo penalty.
Edmonton should be making a line change soon.
Last minute of play in the first period.
It's 1-on-1. A shot! Hammerlick to center. Pekka gets called for roughing.
Buffalo penalty to number 27, Mike Pekka. 2 minutes for roughing.
Waite settles in for the face-off. He'll face off against Shatan. Buffalo looks to be in control of this game. To Hammerlick. To Hammerlick. To Marchand. Over to Marchand. Hasek gets the puck to Shannon. Interception. Mironov shot it. And that's the end of the first period.
Fans are reminded that the puck can enter the spectator area and call.
Let's move to the second period. Hey, Razor, these guys can play.
Well, you can only hope that the second's as good as the first was.
Baranek gets to the circle. He'll face off against Shatan. Then the puck was cleared by McKee. Under 1 minute left in the penalty to Pekka. Baranek out of his own zone. Moves in.
What a hit!
Edmonton should be making a line change soon. To McKee. Has the puck on a string. McKee to the net. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Greer out of his own zone. Pekka steps back on the ice as the penalty expires. Belts him. Buffalo races in alone. To McKee. He scores shorthanded. Let's take a look at that in replay, Razor.
It begins with a pass into the offensive zone, takes the shot, and beat the goalie.
The ref gets ready to drop the puck. Game on. Edmonton has fresh legs on the ice.
Buffalo goal, scored shorthanded by number 74, Jay McKee, assisted by number 27, Mike Pekka.
Waite wins the draw cleanly. The puck's knocked loose by Pekka. It's one-on-one. Pekka passes across. Chips it ahead to Marchand. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Marchand passes across. Edmonton should be making a line change soon. Shatan into the middle. Pekka to the net. To Wilson. Hammerle gets hit. Moves in. Stolen by Wilson. Marchand shoots! Waite shot it. Buffalo leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. Shannon flattens Bookberger. Shannon made the pass to Shatan. We have a penalty that's been called. Penalty called for hooking.
Edmonton penalty to number 2, Boris Mironov, 2 minutes for hooking.
Baranek settles in for the faceoff. He'll face off against Holzinger. To McKee. The Sabres will change on the fly. Towards the net. To Holzinger. To Smith. Smith into the middle. Edmonton leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. Baranek shoots! Buffalo looks to be in control of this game. Smith blasted it. Baranek moves it on. To Holland. Holland passes into the middle. To the net. Sanderson scores on the power play. Mironov gets out of the box early with that power play goal by Buffalo.
So let's have another look. It all started with a pass. He lugged it. He let a backhand go and beat the goalie.
Heward gets to the circle. He'll face off against Plant. Edmonton has a fresh line on the ice.
Buffalo goal, scored on the power play by number 80, Jeff Sanderson, assisted by number 46, Jason Cullen, and number 19, Brian Holzinger.
To Kovalenko. Mironov to the net. Kovalenko scores! Devereaux gets to the circle. He'll face off against Pekka.
Edmonton goal, scored by number 51, Andrei Kovalenko.
To Pekka. To McCammon. The Oilers will change on the fly. On to Shatan. To Pekka. Miller whacked him. Odette has a clear path to the net. He fired it. Pekka runs over Zalapukin. Buffalo has fresh legs on the ice. Odette moves in. Pekka one-times it. Heward out of his own zone. He's got a breakaway.
How does he make that save?
Hasek gives it to Holzinger. Fichot passes across. Heward passes it across to Zalapukin. To Murray. Both teams are passing well in this game. Barnaby passes across. Heward could be biting off more than he can chew. Barnaby throws his gloves to the ice. And here we go. Barnaby goes after him with a haymaker. This has got to be more than a little embarrassing for Heward. Heward being pummeled mercilessly by Barnaby. Barnaby catches him with a good hard shot.
Lights out, baby. Lights out.
Barnaby plans the victory blow, and this fight is over. Heward will get 5 minutes for that little show of affection. So will Barnaby.
Edmonton penalty to number 28, Bill Heward, a 5-minute major for fighting. Buffalo penalty to number 36, Matthew Barnaby, a 5-minute major for fighting.
To Primo. Hammerlick passes ahead. Marchand to the net. Takes the shot. Marchand passes it across. Saved by Hasek. Edmonton should be making a line change soon. Shannon moves in. He took the shot. Just 2 minutes to go. Fichaud hangs onto the puck. Edmonton has fresh legs on the ice. Buffalo needs to get a fresh line out there. To Pekka. It was kept out by Fichaud. Fichaud gives it to Niinema. Then moves it ahead to Devereaux. To Zhitnik. Edmonton should be making a line change soon. Odette moves in. To Pekka. Odette was knocked down by Niinema.
Last minute of play in the second period.
Kovalenko scores! Baranek gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger.
Edmonton goal, scored by number 51, Andrei Kovalenko, assisted by number 37, Dean McCammon.
To Holzinger. Miller to Smith. Buffalo goes offside. Shannon into the middle. Buffalo looks to be in control of this game. Primo beats out the icing call. After 2 periods, the Sabres lead 6-2.
Fans are reminded that pets are not allowed in the building.
Time now for the 3rd period of EA Sports NHL 99. The ref gets ready to drop the puck. McKee touches up for the icing call. They move into position for the faceoff. Primo gets waved out of the faceoff circle. The teams line up for the faceoff. The Buffalo Sabres win the faceoff. Brown shoots! Fichaud covers up the puck. Buffalo gets possession off the draw. Hammerlick gives it to McCammon. Edmonton gets a breakaway! Hasek gets the puck to Pekka. He's flattened by Pekka. Shatan over to the wing. Edmonton should be making a line change soon. Mironov gets called for elbowing.
Edmonton penalty to number 2, Boris Mironov, 2 minutes for elbowing.
Baranek gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger. Edmonton has a fresh line on the ice. The Sabres come in offside. Holzinger gets possession off the draw. McKee over to the wing. Intercepted by Nienema. Nienema clears the puck. Hasek moves it to Zhitnik. To Holzinger. To Sanderson. Fichaud holds onto it. Holzinger gets possession off the draw. Marchand starts away. To Marchand. The puck's knocked loose by Odette. To the net. To Sanderson. Sanderson shattered the glass with that shot. Buffalo will have to have another player take the faceoff. Wake settles in for the faceoff. He'll face off against Chatin. Edmonton gets possession off the draw. Edmonton should be making a line change soon. Hasek gives it to Shannon. Wilson over to the wing. Moves in. Time runs out on the penalty to Mironov. Edmonton should be making a line change soon. Fichaud moves the puck to Nienema. Fichaud gets the puck to Hammerlick. Buffalo has a solid lead. That's icing against Edmonton. Edmonton has a fresh line on the ice. Moves in. Baranek moves it ahead. 4:15 into the third period. Smith winds up. To Holland. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Edmonton should be making a line change soon. Edmonton has fresh legs on the ice. Buffalo with a commanding lead in this one. Hasek moves the puck to Wilson. Plant starts out. Heward passes across. Edmonton has really been moving the puck around well. To Plant. Plant winds up. He shoots! Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Fichaud holds onto it. Pekka wins the draw cleanly. Pekka winds up. McCammon gets hit. Sabres 6, Oilers 2. Edmonton should be making a line change soon. Buffalo has a fresh line on the ice. McKee flattened by Hammerlick. Mironov passes across. The Oilers are changing on the go. To Ward. To center. Edmonton steals the pass. Both teams are passing well in this game. Primo out of his own zone. Primo into the slot. To the net. Fichaud gives it to Smith. 2:19 left in the game. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Wilson passes over to the wing. The Sabres are changing on the go. Brown to the net. To Primo. Buffalo touches up for the icing call. Edmonton has fresh legs on the ice. Grosek runs over Murray. Buffalo still leads by 4. The Oilers start changing on the go. Offside against Edmonton. The Buffalo Sabres win the faceoff. Pekka out of his own zone.
Last minute of play in the third period.
Fichaud slows things down by covering up. Edmonton has fresh legs on the ice. Hasek moves it to Wilson. Holzinger over to the wing. Only 30 seconds to go in the game. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Short pass to Mironov. To Wilson. To the wing. Put this one in the books. The Oilers have lost to the Sabres